Welcome to another episode of the podcast That's Fine With Me. Today we're going to be talking about Pilates cult. And I was watching some videos and I was looking for some interesting info, and I came across one of the videos, Pilates cult. And I remember when I was watching this episode, the presenter, I guess, or influencer was not happy with Pilates movement itself and tried to take this down and take it from her like everyday routine or something. I don't know. And she tried to explain this in a way that it's extremely expensive most of the time, that sometimes you don't really need to do Pilates because you're not going to get desirable outcome, you're not going to look like a fitness trainer, and so on and so forth. So I want to break down some of the facts about Pilates, and I want to share my personal experience with Pilates because I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and this April it's going to be 2 years when I'm doing my Pilates workouts, and I'm pretty much stable, and I do this every single day except for Sundays. That is the main reason I guess I have a small right to talk about Pilates workout and what impact it has done to the body. And that is the main reason why I think it's really important to bring the awareness of what is true and what is false. I want to start with the Pilates itself. Who developed this? Joseph Pilates. And if I'm mistaken, he was born in 1883 in Germany, but most of his childhood sick and had some diseases. That was the main reason why he started doing different types of exercises and wanted to share his experience with others who had the same suffers. But he actually cured himself more or less, and he gained the strength he was missing with exercises. So in his 20s, he was experimenting a lot. That is the main reason why he really wanted to help others to get their strength back. And he tried a lot of different techniques from different types of exercises such as gymnastics, Tai Chi, yoga, and many, many more. And that was the main reason why he combined these movements in one, let's say, technique as Pilates. And he didn't actually call it Pilates by himself. He actually called this contrology. But later, the name was based, this technology, I guess, contrology was renamed after Joseph Pilates. In 1912, he moved to UK and he started his career as a boxer, as a self-defense coach, the police station, school, Scotland Yard, was circus in some point of his life. That was the main reason why he was teaching people how to work their bodies and to be more healthy. And sports was a huge part of his life. And then the First World War started, and he was actually imprisoned because everyone thought if he was from Germany, that was the main reason why he could be an enemy. And that is actually the main reason why he had to serve some time in prison while the war wasn't over. But during this time, he didn't waste this time. He actually worked with other prisoners and he helped them to gain strength, and they were doing contrology, some type of exercises he developed himself, and it really, really helped them. That is the main reason why during this period of time he actually helped nurses with their dues in hospitals, someone who had injuries, and then he really helped to rehabilitate others. What he created with a small amount of budget, I'd say, or no budget at all, was getting the sprains to the beds and making people, just like helping them to get their strength and muscles back, and specifically he helped to tone the muscles for those who had injuries and who didn't use their legs or arms for a long period of time. And muscles, they actually give you the support to the whole system of your body, and specifically skeleton and your bones. That is the main reason why in 1918 he came back to Germany when the war was over, and he carried on with the contrology classes, and he moved into sports but more professionally. In 1923 he moved to United States, but while he was going from Europe to United States, he met his future wife. Her name is Clara, and they actually met in the boat. It is really interesting. The first studio they opened, it was in New York in 1926, if I'm not mistaken. Both of them were teaching Pilates classes. But it is really interesting, the next to their studio, really close to their studio, it was a ballet studio, and a lot of dancers, they wanted to attend their classes. They really liked the whole concept that they didn't really need to use more weights and heavy lifting or any other equipment. They just needed a strength of their own bodies, and it really helped them to get more flexibility, to straighten their muscles, to get in a better shape. It had become super popular, sort of viral among actresses, actors, directors, other dancers, because they really liked the idea that you can avoid heavy lifting and still be in a great shape. Actually, he died when he was 83. I guess for a man, it's a great age. And 83, he was more or less healthy, and he basically died in New York in 1967. But his whole thing was carried on by Judy Shepard Missett, because she was a professional dancer, and when she gave birth to her kid, her son. She didn't really want to waste her time, and that was the main reason why she organized her dance studio, and she gained a lot of people and popularity among others that really wanted to attend it. But unfortunately, whenever her students attended the class, they hated the amount of intensity she was given because she thought she was literally training other dancers. But when she tried to ask for feedback why people were quitting her class, they said, we don't really want to be professional dancers. We want to look like professional dancers. We just want to move. But not only wives were attending her classes, a lot of women, the feminism was thriving back then, and specifically because of the government, a lot of wars were back in the day, and a lot of men had to serve. And of course, there was lacking labor, and government started the feminism thing, not only because of that, but a lot of the time they were just like, that was a propaganda that women can be equal and women can do the same job, the same, labor as men do. And women got more freedom, they got money, and they could afford a lot of things. And of course, they wanted to look good. And it was related to makeup, it was related to hair and style, design, and of course, their body. And most of the jobs, they needed women to sit and use computers. Back then it wasn't computers, but again, we're talking about the period of time like 70s, 80s up to 90s. And that was the main reason why people were forced to start doing any sorts of exercise, because they just needed to move, because they were sitting a lot, as we do actually now. And that's why women were the main source of income for fitness trainers, and specifically Judy Shepherd. But Judy, she was focusing on women basically, and a lot of her background support contained women, and a lot of her videos, they had women on the background. She wasn't focusing on men. She was basically building her audience with women, and she was basically selling the courses to women. And it was well appreciated. Of course, she faced a lot of criticism for building the ideology of some bodies that we don't really look naturally this way, and we need to exercise to look like Judy did. But honestly, I completely disagree with this nonsense, because we know Kim Kardashian and the whole Kardashian family, we know that they have curves up until the point maybe 2018. I don't remember when Kim had to lose a lot of weight to get in Marilyn Monroe's dress. People, and specifically women, they were into curvy bodies and a little bit, just like plus size curvy bodies. Flat stomach, flat belly, and then just curvy butt and curvy everything. And Kardashians, they were super, super criticized for these ideal standard of a body. But as soon as Kim lost her weight, everyone started losing their weight but still keeping the curviness. And I don't really think Kim actually made anyone to lose their weight. She wanted to lose her weight, she did so. She didn't stay in the same, body she had created years ago. And this is just your personal choice to lose weight or to gain weight. It's up to you guys. And you don't really have to blame Kim Kardashian for creating this image. It's just everyone really liked it, and that's why they followed. The same thing as Pilates. If everyone likes it and the propaganda everywhere is talking about the benefits of Pilates, it doesn't really mean that you have to hate it because of this propaganda and the capitalization and profiting from something that was created to build healthy bodies. But if we're talking about Jazzercise or Judy Shepherd Missett, who created the movement with women, let's be real. Whenever husbands needed to relocate and relocate with their wives, those wives, they didn't want to miss on Judy's classes, and they were really sad, and they complained about that. And Judy came up with a brilliant idea, because she taped herself and spread this through masses, and she sold the courses where women through the whole state of America could use these tapes and follow her instructions, as well as she created different types of gyms for women to attend those, and she put in charge students from her own classes. And that was not even fitness anymore. That was some sort of community that she built for women, and it's still pretty popular, if I'm not mistaken. People are still attending. I don't really know if they exist, but I guess they do kind of exist in the modern world, maybe with a little bit of changes, but they still exist, if I'm not mistaken. And let's talk about problems I see people were talking about in capitalization. When I watched the video from this girl that was talking about Pilates benefits or some problems, one of her complaints that whenever you see a girl from the gym or Pilates trainer, you're not going to look the same, because we all have different body types, and most of the time they're professionals. You're not a professional. You need to work really hard to get into the same shape. First of all, I don't really think it's misleading whenever someone promises you the same body I mean, in a way that it's going to be toned and you're going to have some muscles. If you work hard and if you're consistent, you're going to get to that. No one tells you that you need to do this exercise once a week and you're going to have some great results. By the way, I do actually see this type of influencers. They're saying this, and it's not only related to Pilates workouts, it's just related that, like, do this exercise 20 I don't know, reps or maybe 10 minutes a day, and in 2 weeks, you're going to have a flat stomach or belly. Honestly, I don't really think it's possible. I don't really think in 2 weeks you're going to gain anything. It's just a hard, consistent work that you should do every single day. But I guess people are getting pissed about Pilates because, of course, whenever you have something that big and huge that is mentioned in so many popular series or films such as Dexter, Sex and the City, Girls, and many, many more other films, you know that there is an opportunity for a lot of people to capitalize from it. And of course, they try to create a new image that Pilates is a necessity for you guys. And they offer you some memberships, they offer you some outfits and Pilates mats and other equipment that most of the time you don't really need this type of equipment for a lot of money, and especially influencers, they're really helping to push this to you. And if we're talking about Stanley Cup, that you need to take your drinks from the Stanley Cup, or you need some personal trainer, or you need some cute outfit to match your Pilates mat, and you need 3 or 4 Pilates mats, or you need to repurchase them here and there, of course it's going to be expensive, especially some Pilates courses. They're going to cost from $300 to $400 a month if you want to get an unlimited access to these exercises. But my personal experience as a person who is actually doing Pilates workouts, and you can check, I filmed my workout routine a year ago and I have improved it to the point where I actually do this 6 times a week. And yeah, it actually takes some time to get used to this regime. I try to do this in the morning. I have a really light breakfast and then I do my Pilates workout. Then I take my shower, I have the rest of my breakfast, and I carry on with my day. And frankly speaking, yeah, I should wake up earlier than the rest of my family to do this Pilates workout, but I feel great and it really helped with my anxiety. I don't really think Pilates is a magic one for you. It can be done with your trainer as you do just any other yoga or any other type of exercises. Just whenever you move your body, it's great because Pilates actually contains other things from different techniques and it's great for you. But honestly, why I think it is really bad that someone is trying to get you out of this Pilates routine is because whenever these influencers, they're saying this like, oh my God, but I got lazy and that's why in 3 weeks I stopped doing Pilates workouts. And then they say that you can't achieve any results and goals. Well, that's complete bullshit. I'm sorry for saying this, but you're lazy ass and then you stop doing Pilates workout because you just stopped, and then you're trying to make other people to believe that it's not going to work for them. Maybe you shouldn't make them believe it, and you should think that, yeah, someone likes fitness, someone likes swimming, someone likes Pilates, someone likes yoga. I hate yoga. Yoga is something not for me. I know that there's certain yoga elements in my Pilates workouts, but it's not a full yoga routine. That is the main reason why I do Pilates. It's more like, it's more fun and it's more energizing than yoga. Yoga, it's more just like therapeutical and calming. That is my personal experience. And whenever I see someone telling me that it is expensive, well, it is super inexpensive. I purchased some mat for, I guess, $10. Then I purchased some workout outfits, but at first I used my regular t-shirt, and I actually was doing this in my underwear, and that's it when I was alone. But then I just used some pants that I wear at home, and that was good for me. I found Pilates workout on YouTube. I do a Move with Nicole, and at first I started as a beginner, and she explains everything in detail. I don't have to pay anyone for anything, and I really, really like it. That is the main reason why when they try to make you think that you should pay for everything, and that is the main reason why Pilates is dangerous, it's stupid because you don't really have to pay for that. It's your personal preference. If someone tells you that you need to buy a new iPhone because you just watched the commercial and you go and purchase this, you can't blame a commercial. It's you who actually went and purchased this. The same way as Pilates. If someone told you that the best way is to get to the program for Pilates and some influencer told you and now you're in debt, it's your fault that you listen to this influencer and then you spend your money and then you're in debt. The thing here is that you can actually find some Pilates workouts for no money on YouTube and just start moving your body. Another great thing that I see that sometimes people are getting lazy when they do some workouts and they have to go to their gym, even if this gym is not really far from their house. It's still, you wake up, you put on your clothes, and then you spend at least 10 or maybe 15 minutes to get to the gym, then maybe change, or you don't change. Still, you get the card and you start your Pilates workout minimum in 30 minutes when you wake up and you get out of your house and get to the gym, or not only Pilates or any other gym. And then you need to spend another 30 minutes to get home. When I do my Pilates workout, I wake up, I go down, I brush my teeth, I have a small breakfast. It takes me maybe like 10 minutes max. It's just like 10 minutes max to do all of it. And then I start my Pilates workout and I don't really have to go back, waste another 30 minutes. And here I am at home. I know it might be a ritual for you guys to get out of your house and do something for yourself. But I mean, if it really makes you waste your time and you work every single day, maybe you should consider a way to start your Pilates training at home and not wasting any money. For example, when someone tells that Pilates workouts are super expensive, another great example, my cousin, she spends some money to pay her personal trainer and she's not doing Pilates. She's just doing a gym workout. She's still wasting money. She's still spending money. It's not the Pilates workout. It's just any other workout where you choose freely to pay money someone. And another great thing to tell you guys, the reasoning that I heard was so weird. One woman, she complained that she was in debt because of Pilates workouts, because she had a $55,000 salary a year and she had to pay $600 per month for a personal trainer, Pilates courses, and some outfit or something. And yeah, that's why she was in debt. She was in debt because she wanted to spend these money and she didn't want to make herself work out at home for free. Honestly, it's about being fancy and commercializing and capitalizing from Pilates, but not the main core of Pilates. So stop demonizing Pilates as something that you have to pay a lot of money for and start think that if you really is interested in getting your body into some shape, and in great shape, I guess, you should be regular. You should not care about mats or anything for, like a month at least. I didn't purchase a great mat, Pilates mat, for a year. I purchased some literally shitty mat that costed me, I don't know, like $5 or maybe $3. And I was using this mat for the whole year. Well, then I realized that I'm super committed to Pilates and I upgraded my equipment a little bit and I purchased a $10 mat. And I purchased 2 or 3 more outfits to change it more regularly because I was sweating. But again, I purchased them from sort of like Amazon for some chicken peas. The overall cost was maybe like, I don't know, $10. Again, my pricing is a little bit different because I'm from Russia and we have a little bit different sources, but I'm pretty much sure that you can purchase, you don't really need to purchase anything fancy. You can even use your t-shirts and your sweatpants and use them to do your Pilates workouts, or even do this in your underwear. I was doing this way. And that is it. I remember my mom, she's an athlete. She's a former athlete, and they didn't use any equipment. For real, they did not use any equipment. They just used their own body, and that's what the Pilates is about. So a lot of Pilates workouts they did not require any equipment. You can do this with the weight of your own body, and that is great. And that is the main reason why I really like Pilates workouts. But I actually purchased some weights this January, and I've been doing my Pilates workouts for a year and a half before I purchased that. But again, these weights I purchased for maybe like under $6, and it's 1 kilo and 1 kilo, 2 weights basically. And that's it. I have a Pilates mat, I have weights, and I have my workout outfits, not fancy, just some, like super, super cheap outfits that I use at home so no one can see me. Sometimes someone can see my underwear, but I don't really care. I'm at home and no one really cares about that. I actually wear some underwear underneath. So just take this into consideration. Pilates is more about health. So if you want to become healthy and if you really want to take care of your body and if you really want to take care of the fit, just like to get into fit, you have to be consistent and regular and do not care whatever people say. Yeah, I know it's beat it. I know that Sex and the City talked about Pilates and other Dexter and, some Force, and we talked about that in the video, in podcast. But from my personal experience, you don't really need to spend a lot of money. Try for yourself. Try to do this small. I didn't do Pilates 6 days a week right at the beginning. First, I used I did 3 times, 1 day off 3 times, then 3 workouts 4 workouts, 1 day off, and 4 workouts. Then I did maybe like 5, 1 day off, and then 3 days. I was experimenting, and then only in a year I was ready to switch and do 6 times a week. And I feel energized. At first, you're gonna feel tired, and that was my problem. That was the main reason why I was doing my Pilates workout a couple of hours before my sleep. But then when I felt more or less energized after I was done with my Pilates workouts, I started to do this in the morning, and I feel great. It doesn't really matter if you do Pilates. You can do any workouts, fitness, or anything like this. For example, my cousin, she chose some, gym exercises. I don't know why she's paying a personal trainer, just because she knows how to train, and she tells that the trainer gives her motivation that she can't quit, and that is the main reason why she pays. But she doesn't pay a lot of money. But if she was really motivated and she had no money, I guess she could have done this by herself. I guess while she have money, she can do this. But when she doesn't have it, I guess she can motivate herself. It's all about the perception, if you're ready to get into debt or if you're not ready. And I know there's a guy, just stop listening to influencers, stupid influencers, not the ones that are actually sharing some useful information, but those that are telling you, I'm in debt because I go to this gym that has very rich people. So if I want to be a top 1%, I have to hang out with the top 1%. But who told you that these people are from top 1%? Maybe these people are the same guys as you are in debts, and they think that you are a top one and they want to hang out with you. Because if you go to gym to talk and hang out with people, it's weird because you have to come there, you have to go to your gym, do your exercises, and then leave. And that's it. That is a motivation for me. I don't really want to talk to anyone when I'm doing my exercises because it doesn't really help with breathing. It doesn't really help with concentration, and you feel a little bit sloppy. So what you really need is to focus and concentrate on your workouts if you really care about this. Do you really care about being in a top 1% of people, or you care about being healthy and taking care of your body? That is a little bit different mindset. So just think about it. It's not the problem of Pilates. It's a problem of a mindset and the problem of people that are making you believe that you have to pay money to be healthy and to get strength. You don't really need to. You can actually be good watching workouts and doing this for free. So that is my personal opinion, and that is a little bit of history and a little bit of this situation when I don't really think someone should persuade you in doing something that you don't want to do. If you don't want to buy a course, don't buy a course. And yeah, that is it, guys. I'm going to see you in my next podcast. That's fine with me. Hopefully, I love you all so much. Think about my words, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.